Hey, tubers. I'm going to take you on a little bit of a tour of my backyard. Right over here, this big, beautiful tree is actually a shrub that started growing as a tree. It's called Rose of Sharon. Here's also the kicker on it. Supposedly, at springtime, you could cut it severely down, if not almost make it look like it's going to come out of the ground. Leave some of the sticks and it will grow. There's another Rose of Sharon right behind the butterfly bush that actually was growing like a tree, because that should be looking like this one right there on the left. And we got all different other flowers and stuff here, which is cool. And then we got this nice grass here, which is cool. It's some sort of floral type of grass. Got all different stuff, all different things here. Now I know some of y'all are probably thinking, do we plan all of this? We didn't. This was pretty much planted when we moved here about almost going on like 5 years now. But I mean, you could tell from the fence, we cleared it out a little, but still it's kind of thick. Over here is some hostas right near the walking path. We might be making a walk path from these pavers right where my feet are around in here. We tried to do it, but I mean, we're gonna have to take out some of those lily plants and whatnot, but that could be like next year. But I mean, it is what it is. But we'll get it, and then we'll have to take out these that I'm showing the camera at right now, and then maybe some of this other stuff on the left near the pole. But that's for next year to figure out. Here is my spruce tree right here. It's going to be my Christmas tree. Once it's fully grown. What happened was, right where my finger is, that little part snapped off this winter. It was kind of winter damage. I'm just going to keep it like that. And this other leader right here grew because of that one was broken off. And yeah, I mean, this is not a bad tree. I got this at a Topsfield Fair for $1. I mean, where could you go and get a tree this beautiful in a couple years, maybe 4 or 5 years? That thing will the growth rate will explode. When I got it, it was about between 2.5 to 3 years old. Over here is my big compost making machine. I got it this spring actually, and it's a Canadian product. It's called Earth Machine. This stuff right here, right where my hand is actually compost that I had in the bottom. And you can see how it's breaking up, but I got a lot of other stuff in there. So like occasionally I'm going to take the stuff from out here that's breaking down, and I'm going to put it up in here, which then will further break down the stuff that I put in. So if I cut grass, I could, put it right in there, and the water in the grass will, heat up and then cause a chemical reaction, which then will heat up and then break down the brush or whatever I put in there. Except you cannot put in any meats, bones, or oil, because that's not the best thing. Right over there is a Rose of Sharon growing around all these other plants. This was actually really thick with root balls and stuff from other brush that we had to take out. It took us a while to clear it out. Over here was worse than near the garage. Near the garage was easy compared to this. It's like half the time I walked in here to get to the wall there, I didn't know where to start because it was super thick and I felt like I was getting lost every time I went in there. You can see right where the ferns are. It's not that bad. It's kind of thick, but I mean, hey, it's doable. I don't know what these white plants are, but if anybody knows what they are, please comment what they are. Over there, some hostas. Funny thing about these hostas, we had some in our old house. And my mom said, hey, use the lawnmower. Well, we got a pretty good lawnmower. I hit a couple of the hostas. The roots are so thick, it was like I was hitting a brick wall. I mean, it totally stopped me, completely in my tracks. Over here is some of the brush we had when we first came here. We cut this back so severely that I didn't think it was gonna grow back, and it's been taking its time growing back because this was hugely thick. We had stuff in there that we had a rotted out root ball that we had to take out and put in some plants over there. And then over here in the middle of all these lilies is a tree I had from our old house. It's like this, trying to grow it as a bonsai at this point. And then over here is the beech tree, which is a cool tree. Believe it or not, when it's really hot, being on this side of the tree, it's 5 or 6 degrees cooler, which is always a good thing if you have good brush, that's high enough to block the sun. This, I have no idea what this is. So, that other flower I showed you, if you could identify what that is, please let me know in the comments. I would be very much appreciated. And then here's all different stuff, some hostas, some lilies. over here is my pride and joy. This tree, when we were clearing out the front of the house, I saw this little baby cedar tree. Well, let's say what was the baby tree. Now it's like huge, but these right here, like all that snow looking stuff, is little pine cones or cedar cones that fun factoid about them, on the cedars they grow on top, so like when they get mature, they, instead of having the pine cones pointing down, they actually point up, and they're like a small pine cone compared to the other like the other stuff, like the other pine trees. This was actually thinned out a lot here, you could tell. I mean, and then here is the chokecherry, which it was planted by the birds. I'm not touching it. And there's the rest of the back. Yep. And then we got some boxwoods over here. Very good. And we got a mix of everything in here, including ferns. That's right where the garden hose goes. Yep. That stuff's going to be going to the compost pretty soon. I like the Japanese yews. I used to have a few in my old house. I had one that I was trying to grow, not as a bush. I was trying to grow it as a tree, which, growing one of those as a tree, when it's small enough, it's easy to maintain. When it gets big like that, it's not that easy to maintain, because you're gonna have to like almost cut the thing down practically, and then, you know, keep very little left, and then whatever grows back, you have to like trim it and maintain it. It's never an easy project. Now here's the other of the Rose of Sharon. This one is lightish purple. Yet again, this was not planted by us. This was already planted when we